Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another large block ship. This one that I'm currently standing on is called the Bravery Class Destroyer, which is this lovely thing over here. So this is a large block ship that features a lot of firepower towards the back of the ship. We've got a large interior with plenty of room for you to customize with mods or DLC packs. We've got a hangar bay towards the back for a small ship or a small mining ship to come along with you. And we do have plenty of ways to get in and out of this, which is always nice. So pressing F10 and finding the spawn menu, the Bravery Class Destroyer is 1,528 large blocks, using pretty much all the DLC packs. We've got a nice lot of information about it, such as the lore. We also have a date and timeline. Then down to here, we do have its specifications, which is always nice to see on the workshop page. So giving this thing a thumbs up, we move around towards the very front, we'll have a quick look around the outside, a quick tour of the interior, then we'll fly around for a bit, and see if there's any kind of nearby pirates, which have been flashing as I was taking a look around here, so they should be close by, and we'll just go and play around with them and see what happens. So this is what we get at the very front of the Bravery, and it's just a bunch of steel blocks in a dark grey colouring. Right at the very top we can see a laser antenna right next to where I'm sitting, then just below here we can just about make out the merge blocks that go around our main ways of getting in and out of this. If we were to move around onto the side, that's what we can see at the front. We do have small little hidey holes, so if you were say doing maintenance work on the outside of this and we were getting shot, you can combine one of these panels and just cower in fear. Anyway, onto the side, there's our merge block surrounding our door to get inside. We've got some fantastic use of our letter blocks spelling out the AFP. Then along the top there we can see some interior pillars and an antenna to make sure we can always find this thing. We see the start of a couple of guns going on the bottom of the ship. And as we were to move all the way along, there's the start of some ion thrusters, there's the start of some hydrogen thrusters, then even more guns. And like I said at the start, there's a lot of guns at the back of this, so you can run away and deal a lot of damage to anyone following you. At the back, a couple of blaster edge blocks for some decoration. Then at the very back of this thing, this is what's going to push us around. So we've got 2 large ion and 4 small hydrogen. We've got a connector at the back. There's our docking bay for our small fighter or small miner to go inside. And I suppose if you were on a planet, you could always have a land vehicle come right up to this if you build a makeshift ramp to get over this little lip. But on the inside, this is what we can see, so it is fairly small, so you should be able to get 1 or 2 ships inside here if you were to say stack them on top of each other. Pulling away from that and looking all the way up at this, or looking down at it even, there's all of our guns, a couple more hydrogen thrusters to move us down. Towards the front there's the antenna, there's our interior pillars, and there's the laser antenna right at the very front. Dropping down and coming underneath this thing, past our little armoured panels at the front, there's some more turrets, there's some more hydrogen thrusters, and as we were to move towards the back, even more turrets, and even more thrusters. But you probably noticed there is no landing gear on this, so you probably don't want to bring this down to a planet without them, and you may need to add more thrusters on, depending on which planet you're on. But there we go, that is that for the outside of the Bravery Class Destroyer, and does look fantastic with how it's all been set up. But now what I can do is just grab hold of my character, be coming through the back, and work our way towards the front. And of course, if you are interested in this Skybox, it is a very fancy one. Be linked to the description below, but it's just a bunch of clouds below, clouds above, and works very well for screenshots. Coming around past our ion thrusters, down to here, we then got our lovely gate which we can open up, and now we're on the inside. And then close that up, look around, there's our jump drive. If we come into here, we only have 1 jump drive, and it can do 2,000 kilometers, which is very nice stuff. Anyway, looking towards the front, we've got a button panel, which is going to be to open and close the door behind us. Then we've got some steps that will move all the way up, and around towards our doorway, get inside. But before we go through there, that's what it looks like from this angle. Now we just come through here. So you probably notice the doors will not close automatically, so if you do want to have a proper airlock system, you will need to add a programmable block onto this. Maybe remove one of the steel blocks from the side here and just slap that in. That's up to you. Yes, we come up with this, past some heat vents, into another doorway, and now we're on the main body. So like I said, you can decorate this how you want, put some chairs around, put some planters around, or any kind of modded decorative blocks you want to use. There's our gravity generator, there's a doorway to go up to our bridge, and on the left and right hand side, got our little airlocks where we can open this up, come through here, there's our air vents, close out for the moment, and now I'm on the outside. This is the part near the front where all of our merge blocks, so we can safely dock this up with something to make sure it's nice and airtight. Closing that up, opening up this again, doing that. We only have 1 more place to go. I don't think I need to go around here, because it's basically going to be the same. But there we are anyway. Yes, we now come up these steps, all the way through to here. We've now got 2 doors on the side, which is going to be for our living quarters. Opening up that, opening up that. They're going to be identical on both sides. We've got a locker, a light, and a bed. And to the opposite side, there's our locker, light, and bed. If you were to turn around and open up this door, this is our bridge, flying this thing around. We've got a bunch of seats around the outside which don't have anything set up, and we do not have any way to view outside, so we are going to be heavily reliant on our third-person camera, unless of course you were to put cameras all the way around this. There's a seat there, there's a seat there, 2 at the front, then we've got an LCD screen telling us our target locked. Looking down, there's our air vent, looking up, nothing too much. So all we've got to do is hop into this seat, first-person view, get blinded by the LCD screen. Just look around here. So there's a time of day, harsh on power, there's that little screen that I don't know what it is, and there's a little logo. Anyway, into the third-person view, tab number 1, these are the only controls we get for this, where number 1's going to be for our jump drive to jump 2,000 kilometers. Number 2 is for our turrets to turn them on and off all the way around their ship. Number 3, number 4 is for our cruise control, where we can activate that and move forward slightly, then we can turn it off with number 4. Number 5 is going to be to cycle between our targeting systems, where we can make it target weapons, target propulsion, target power, or have it on default. I like to have it on weapon, so we can get rid of them first. Number 6 is for our connector at the back. Number 7 is for our gravity generator in the middle of the ship. Number 8 is for our... Oh, there's the space pirates, let me just aim up there, so we know where they are. They're somewhere in that direction. Yes, number 8 is for our beacon on and off, and then number 9 is for our antenna on and off, just in case you want to use that. Yes, as for a little test flight, being that's the only controls on this, moving forwards, this is what we get. We do have a nice sort of speed thanks to all the thrusters at the back. However, coming to a stop we are a lot slower, and surprisingly for this size of ship, we do have enough gyroscope controls to do a 180 to slow this thing down a bit quicker. So I can just about make this out all the way round, and then start to boost forwards to slow it down a bit quicker. Yes, we just come back around to this so we can face where the space pirates were, before we move left and right. They were somewhere up in that direction. Coming to a stop, hopefully it'll come to a stop pretty soon. There we are, we now move left. And then move right at that speed we're getting, about right with this size of ship. Moving up. Oop, there they are, there's someone in that direction. I've got to keep adjusting this every time we see them. Yes, moving up, that's what we get, a nice little speed. That'll be very useful for being on a planet. Moving down, we are a lot slower, but we only have 2 hydrogen thrusters to do this. So yes, it's only useful in space, but that's the only time you're going to be actually using them. Then as for gyroscope controls, this is what you saw when you did the 180. And yes, we've got a surprising amount of control on this. It's very responsive, does have a lot of meat here and there, so it does feel like a large ship when you're flying around. And it certainly suits this size of ship. But yes, one final thing to do with this is of course go visit those space pirates which are somewhere in this direction. And then we'll end this by fighting them, then maybe slamming straight into them. And here we are, I have found the space pirates, they're sitting right down here, or 1.19 kilometers away from them. And it's time to move up and let the turrets do their job. They are targeting the weapons, so hopefully we can do this nice and safely and come out of it in one piece. And there is a small cargo vessel, look at that. And there we go, our guns are now open fired. I'm going to try to slow this thing down, but it looks like this is a very big base, a huge base. We're going to need to turn this around to make sure we can get all the guns onto it. And hopefully they can disable all their weapons before they destroy me. That looks like a hydrogen tank just exploded, considering there is ice flying around. I'm just going to move all the way away from this small cargo vessel. Doesn't look very small, in fact that looks like a giant cargo vessel. Let me just try and maneuver this all the way around. And in fact I can just hide the HUD. But that's what we get. Oh, that was a big explosion. It looks like we damaged the bottom of the ship. It doesn't look like we actually took damage. We definitely moved from that explosion. I can just turn this thing around and we get a bit closer. But it does look like we have successfully disabled that base. So now I'm going to change the targeting to be default. There we go. Now we're just going to open fire straight into that poor little ship. And that'll be the end of this video. But there is something that I can do which is a lot more destructive. So I'm going to have to reverse this thing up a nice big distance. Then I'm going to charge straight towards it. And then that'll be that. And here we go to finish off the Bravery Class Destroyer. We're going to go straight to that big ship right over there. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be a nice lot of damage. This ship is surprisingly good as a battering ram. We just took out the middle of that ship and didn't really look like we did too much damage. If I was to get out of the seat and take a look around here, we barely escaped that. But it is still flyable, still functional. And I consider that a successful crash. But anyway, that is pretty much it for the Bravery Class Destroyer. It's a lovely large ship to use in survival mode if you do want to have something with a nice lot of firepower. There'll be a link to the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it. I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.